Obviously, there are quite a few ways to inflate the tires. We can start with CO2, which we shouldn't start. There's also hand pumps, casual floor pump, compressor, which I don't have, and also the booster, which would help you in the cases then you are terminally stuck. As someone who had issues with very stubborn tire as well as a lot of tubes during the race, I wondered, should I try one other way, which is booming for the last few years already? And I realized why not. So in this video we will look at Cycplus tire inflator, which is electronic. Not the smallest, not the lightest, but max in the case it can do the work at the maximum capacity. We'll see how it goes. I have a few cases in mind how we could stress test this, and one particular which I'm the most interested about, which soon enough in this video. Instructions, we don't need them. Cycplus, the pocket, you can guess why it's needed. The pump is there. It fits in my palm quite easily, but it's worth noting that my palms are huge, so it's not the best thing to measure about. The weight, 31. Instructions were in the pocket in multiple languages, but I think that it should be possible to use it. Alright, so this is the hose, adapter for Presta valve, which goes inside there. And this directly connects to the pump. This adapter is only needed to attach it into the hose if you're using it. Personally, usually I don't use those extensions unless there is a need for them. Anyways, this video is more about actual testing rather than just showing what's inside the package. And there was instructions out there which I've thrown away, and I hope that they are not needed. Holding long. So in order to turn it on, you hold the top button. Then in order to start inflating, apparently again you click it and it starts doing the job. Plus and minus buttons down there along the LCD screen shows the values. And I saw one other review which means that if you want not in PCI but in bars, you just hold both buttons plus and minus and you can change it from PCI to bars in a moment. So if we look at it like this, we can inflate up to 120 PCI, and that means more than 8 bars. So that's a lot. What I did is made sure that this is charged fully, so we will start from fully charged item, and yeah, if we just click it, quite noisy. You don't need to hold it, you just press it and it will inflate up to set value. If you want to inflate the tire, you just set the pressure, put it on, and it will inflate. In our case, we will do a bit different thing. No, we're not going to explode MTB tires, just something else. Alright, so there are two information stickers out there. One, that it is high temperature, it can get hot if you inflate it for prolonged times, I guess, and it's not waterproof. That's kind of the only downfall from the specs which I see without actually using it. In order to turn it off, you just press it long and it turns off. So basically, if you want to carry it with you, you have to put it into the pockets if you want for it to be fully waterproof. In one degree, it's not a big of an issue. In the other, you would expect that it would have at least some waterproof protection. Well, but of course, everyone understands waterproof differently. For some, non-waterproof maybe mean that you can splash it and nothing will happen. For others, they might expect to drop it inside the water and expect that it will survive. Nonetheless, you have to keep it in the pocket, at least for now, until they update it to improved version, I guess, which probably won't take long until that happens. Because honestly, it feels that they could already maybe did it. Anyways, enough talking, let's see how it behaves in practice. Scenario which I wanted to test the most. Can I not inflate the tire, but actually bead it? Usually I'm using CO2 for that than traveling, and I think it's a very bad approach. It's not always working. Somehow I thought that if you use bigger CO2, it helps definitely does not. We'll figure out that our Cycplus actually can beat the tire. This will be out of 2 tests. First, Pirelli CRC, the old version. Pirellis usually after the use are not too stubborn to mount back on the rim. For that I don't need the booster, just floor pump helps. But again, this is for the test in order to see whether I can do that while traveling without the floor pump, nor CO2 cartridges, just electric pump. By the way, the tire is fully unbeaded from both sides, so it's not something which I'm just doing for the eyes, it's actual. For now I'm not setting any pressure, it's set up to maximum, so let's just see how it goes. Okay, so what I want to show here is that it almost beat it. I'm holding this just by hand. If I'm going to release it, it will just let off the air, but I'm pretty confident that it's possible. The only part which is missing is the air between Scorpion and Pirelli, and if I would inflate it more, I'm absolutely sure that it will beat. So, yep. That's possible with Pirellis. Amazing. I didn't expect that actually. I had absolutely no expectations that it will come to life. And it still remained beaded on the sides here. Only that part which haven't come on. Now that's surprising. And I must say that it's surprising in a positive way. Obviously. But the test will be proper only when we try to do something with stubborn tire, which, at least from my past experience, Continentals is exactly that. Usually, Contis mounts only good first time. This will be the second time of this tire, and I will just make sure that the rotation is proper. I guess it's this way, but most of the time Contis, whether it was previous versions or the new ones now, Dubnatal and all the other XC tires, they are basically hard to, even impossible to beat without the booster or air compressor. To be fair, this tire has been ridden not too much, it even has those rubber spikes. Nonetheless, this tire has been in the storage almost 2 years already now, so we'll see whether it's possible to mount it on. You have to be thoughtful not to inflate up to 8 bars, obviously, because you will damage your rim. What I'm doing here is that I'm inflating only up to the point where it beats, and then I would stop because it's set to maximum pressure for now. Also important as it can get hot, be aware of that. I'm not sure whether this should come on the valve fully or it should like screw on, but for now I'm just holding it and we'll see how it goes. Turning it on, 8 bars, let's go. Yep. Alright, I stopped it for a while to just inspect how it goes. It requires still more. Okay. One side remaining still. I will set to reasonable pressures now, so let's do it 2 bars. I will leave this overnight. I will add the sealant later. I'm going to use this tire. Now it's 0.955 bars, so I could try to hold it like this. crazy fast. I mean. This became quite hot, but not too hot, so all good on that end. And where I put the valve? I'm surprised, I can tell you that. I am very surprised. Worth noting, in order to beat those two tires, this one was inflated up to 2 bars. Keep in mind that not all the pressure went straight into the wheel. It still has 3 sticks of battery indicator. Of course, it's not full already, but whoa! Be aware that if you only click this once, it will immediately start inflating. I will add the sealant later, but nonetheless, this tire is perfectly beaded from both sides. The reason why I use the hose opposed to only this is because I removed the valve core. At the same time, it suggested that this can get hot, and it indeed did. Well, not to the extent where I couldn't handle it, but I'm pretty sure that holding there would become really hot and uncomfortable. So using the hose is a good thing. I also use that extension for press the valve. I'm just curious, could I inflate the car's tire with it?